Hogwarts Legacy is just around the corner, and in this video we're going to go over 10 things you need to know before buying Hogwarts Legacy, since if you're on a next generation console or PC, then you might be pre-ordering the game pretty soon. But I would watch this video just before doing that, so you know absolutely everything you need to know before buying the game. So today's video is 10 things you need to know before buying Hogwarts Legacy. So the first thing that you need to know before buying Hogwarts Legacy is of course the different release dates. Now if you pre-order the digital deluxe or the physical deluxe edition of Hogwarts Legacy on either PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S, then you will get the game on February 7th, since you do get 72 hours of early access. So that does mean that the standard release date for the next generation version and PC version of the game is February 10th. So if you purchase either the deluxe edition or the collector's edition of the game, then you will get it on February 7th. And it is worth noting that the deluxe edition comes in at £75 and the collector's edition comes in at a steep £300, but you are getting loads with these editions, which we'll get onto very soon. Now if you purchase the game on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, then you will get the game on April 4th. Then finally for Nintendo Switch, the game will be releasing on July 25th. So if you purchase the standard version of the game, then you will get it on July 25th if you're getting it on Nintendo Switch. So February 10th, April 4th and July 25th are the dates that you need to note down for Hogwarts Legacy, since those are the days it will be releasing for certain platforms. But of course it will be February 7th for those with the 72-hour early access on the next generation consoles or PC. So now we have the different editions of the game. When it comes to Hogwarts Legacy, there are 3 different editions of the game you can purchase, the most common being the standard and deluxe edition, but there is actually a collector's edition. Now the standard edition just includes the base game. You won't get anything else with this, but you'll be getting the standard version of the game and just the base content with that. So if you're only interested in the main story, then realistically you only need to go ahead and purchase the standard edition of the game. Now if you go ahead and purchase the deluxe edition, you'll be getting the base game. Of course you'll get the Thestral Mount, the Dark Arts cosmetic pack, the Dark Arts battle arena, the Dark Arts garrison hat, and 72 hours early access to the game along with the Kelpie robe. Now this deluxe edition does come in at £75 for the next generation consoles, but it is actually slightly cheaper at £60 for those that get it on PC, since the standard edition is actually cheaper on PC too, coming in at £50. Now we are only really focusing on the next generation consoles and PC in this video, since obviously the game is releasing very shortly for those consoles, but it's still a couple of months away for the other platforms. So obviously the main focus here is the next generation consoles and PC. So yeah, with that deluxe edition, the main thing really is the 72 hours early access to the game. Obviously in a story game, that's not really that big of a deal, to be honest. You can have the game 3 days later and it really makes no difference. But obviously if you're really eager to play the game, then you're going to want to go ahead and purchase that deluxe edition, right? And then with the collector's edition, you do actually get the deluxe edition as part of the game, but of course you are getting collectibles. Now you're probably wondering what those collectibles are, and to be honest, it's not really that much. You're getting a steel case, a magic wand, and a book, and yeah, that's really not that much, to be honest. Obviously, considering it comes in at £300, I probably expect a little bit more, but maybe that's just me. Obviously, if you really want those collectibles, then I'm sure you're willing to pay a pretty high price, you know, to get those. So, you know, that is an option. If you want to get that version of the game, then you'll be getting the deluxe edition of the game along with that, but of course, it does come in at that very, very, very steep price. So, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the editions of the game. The standard edition, which comes in at around £50 to £65, depending on which platform you purchase the game on. And then we do have, of course, the deluxe edition, which comes in at £75 or £60, once again, depending on the platform that you do play on. And then finally, we have the collector's edition, which is £300 all around. So, next up, we have the length of the game, and the length of the game is nothing to be disappointed about, but it's also nothing to be blown away by. Completing the main story and 3 mandatory side quests within Hogwarts Legacy will take you around 35 hours, and this is on the normal difficulty setting. Of course, if you ramp that difficulty up, then you're going to be needing to collect certain armor, collect certain weapons, and also, you know, learn certain skills to be able to defeat certain enemies that, obviously, you know, they're going to be harder to kill if you're playing on a higher difficulty. But on a normal difficulty or an easy difficulty, then you're looking at around 25 to 35 hours, depending on how quick you are at the game. And then if you are a completionist, you want to be able to do absolutely everything in the game, all of the side quests, and collect everything in the game, then that's going to take you upwards of 70 hours. So when it comes to how long it will take the game to complete, there's 2 lengths of the game that you want to look at here. It will take 35 hours to complete the main story of Hogwarts Legacy, and 70 hours to complete absolutely everything in the game. Now it isn't really clear at this stage whether that includes getting all of the achievements in the game. Maybe it'll be even more if you want to get absolutely every achievement in the game, because obviously that can be, you know, pretty hard work if you want to get that platinum trophy on PlayStation, or unlock all the achievements on Steam or something like that. That may take longer than 70 hours, but that's really unclear. But it could be the case that, you know, those 70 hours includes those achievements, but right now we don't know. So that's just, you know, something to keep in mind there. So the fourth thing to know before buying Hogwarts Legacy is that there is going to be no Quidditch. Obviously, a massive part of the Harry Potter series is Quidditch. Unfortunately, in Hogwarts Legacy, you won't be able to play Quidditch, but you will still be able to use a broomstick in the game to fly around the open world, and we'll get onto that in a minute. But unfortunately, there will be no Quidditch game mode. There will be other game modes that you can participate in, but Quidditch unfortunately won't be one of those. And another slight disappointment coming in at the fifth thing you need to know before buying the game is that there is no multiplayer at all. This is a completely single player RPG game. And this brings us on to the sixth point, which is that it's an open world game. Now, this is an open world game with no multiplayer. It's sort of combining the fifth and sixth point together. But yeah, it's worth noting that there'll be no multiplayer in the game, but this is a complete open world RPG. Something that we see, you know, with Red Dead Redemption 2, although that's not really an RPG, in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Obviously, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is a massively successful RPG, which has no multiplayer at all. And that's something we'll be seeing with Hogwarts Legacy. There'll be no sort of multiplayer aspect involved in the game at all. But obviously, it's a massive open world RPG with loads and loads of NPCs to visit and to discover. So, you know, you're not really losing anything there, since they were able to put loads and loads of work into that open world, but obviously at the cost of there being no multiplayer. So obviously, if you're looking for a multiplayer, then this is definitely not the game for you. But yeah, with that sixth point being that it is a massive open world game. So yeah, if you're looking for an open world game, then I would say this probably is the game for you. So the seventh thing that you should know before buying Hogwarts Legacy is that there is a very in-depth character customization scene right at the beginning of the game. Now, I've already done a video going over everything we know about this character customization, and a link to that video is in the description below, and it is on the card at the top of the screen now. Your character is completely unique to you. This means that you can customize everything about it, from the scars on its face to your hairstyle, and even your eye color. You really can make this character unique and feel like yours. Of course, yeah, this character is completely unique to you, and this will be a completely, you know, you won't be related to Harry Potter in any way or anything like that. This is a completely unique character where you're going through the Hogwarts school. So yeah, right at the beginning of the game, there's going to be a pretty cool character customization scene. And next up, we have that you're going to be able to choose your own house within the game, and this does actually affect the game somewhat. Each house has its own unique common room. This common room is completely differently decorated, as it has a completely different entrance depending on which house you pick. Now, unlike in the Harry Potter films and the books, you actually do get to pick your house. It isn't randomized. You do get to pick which house you join. But it is worth noting that there are some differences here, since your common room will be completely different to the others, since they're all going to look different from each other. All of these four are completely unique. So yeah, it's worth taking some time and deciding which house is best for you. So we are on to the second to last thing that you need to know before buying Hogwarts Legacy, and this is that you are able to participate in lessons to learn new skills. Since this is an RPG game and you are at Hogwarts School, you need to learn new skills to be able to defeat certain enemies and progress throughout the story. And some lessons will be part of the story, but some you'll just be able to attend to be able to develop certain skills. Now, yeah, these are lessons that will work like any other lesson that there is in the world. Obviously, you're learning something and you're able to develop that and take it further within the game to be able to improve your certain skills. For example, you may be, you know, weak in the combat department, so you can take lessons with your wand to be able to develop that. Personally, I think that's a pretty cool feature, and it's nice to see this being implemented really well into the game. So now we are on to the 10th thing and the last thing that you need to know before buying Hogwarts Legacy, and this is where the game is set. So, Hogwarts Legacy is set in the 1800s, in the wizarding world of course, but it is set before the events of Harry Potter. So, everything that happens in the game will be completely before everything that happens in the books and the films of Harry Potter. So, obviously, anything you've seen there won't actually have happened yet within Hogwarts Legacy, since it is set before those events. So, yeah, the game is set in the late 1800s, but it is set before the events of Harry Potter. So there you go, those are 10 things that you need to know before purchasing Hogwarts Legacy. Now, of course, hopefully that will convince you to go ahead and purchase the game. Personally, I'm really looking forward to this game, and I think it's going to be great, or at least I hope it's going to be great. But these days, you know, you never know whether a launch is going to be rough or not. But, you know, as long as I don't have my expectations too high, then hopefully I won't be disappointed. Now, if you are interested in seeing that video going over the character customization, a link to that video is on the screen now. Also, why not make sure that you are subscribed, you have liked the video, and you've turned on notifications so you don't miss any content just like this. But if you're interested in checking out the character customization, then go and meet me over there.